Not all signs of long life shout loudly. Some whisper in your morning silence. They appear not in grand gestures, but in quiet choices. A glass of water, a beam of sunlight, a steady breath. If you've ever wondered why some people stay vibrant well into their 90s, it's often not luck or genes. It's subtle routines, repeated over years, that quietly shape longevity. In this video, we'll explore 7 quiet signs that suggest your body and mind are on a path to thriving past 90. Not medical advice, just patterns observed in those who live long and well. The most telling clues? They happen in the first hour of your day, often before anyone's even watching. Sign number 1. You reach for water before anything else. It seems so ordinary. A hand reaching for a glass of water in the soft morning light. But in those first few quiet moments of the day, that gesture tells a powerful story. Many of us wake up and immediately reach for noise, the phone, the news, the rush, but those who age gracefully often reach for stillness and water. Before coffee, before conversation, before stepping out of bed, they hydrate. And that one small act speaks volumes about the relationship they've built with their body. You see, overnight, the body becomes quietly stressed. It dehydrates slowly as we breathe. Blood becomes more viscous. The heart, kidneys, and brain begin the day under more pressure than we realize. But a full glass of water first thing in the morning, not after breakfast, not after checking emails, helps restore balance. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, drinking water immediately upon waking may reduce early morning cardiovascular stress and support kidney and brain health over time. In one study, the habit correlated with slower biological aging markers. Not a miracle, just a quiet edge. It's not a health trend. There's no app to remind you, just a steady rhythm. Wake, drink, breathe. And maybe that's the real sign. Not the water itself, but the awareness, the gentle discipline, the instinct to nourish before stimulation, to tend to the body like a garden, quietly, every single morning. It's not loud, but if you've been doing it for years, you may already be sending your body a message. I'm still here. I still care. Let's keep going. And that message? It echoes all the way into your 90s. Sign number 2. You step into the morning light. It's one of the most subtle habits, but those who quietly outlive their peers seem to do it instinctively. They step outside, early. Not for exercise, not to walk the dog, just to be in the light. Within 30 minutes of waking, their skin feels the sun, or whatever light the sky offers that day. Even cloudy light is enough. It's not about sunbathing or getting a tan. It's about aligning with something ancient. Morning light calibrates the body's inner clock, your circadian rhythm. That rhythm governs everything: sleep, hormones, mood, metabolism. Dr. Andrew Peterson, a researcher in aging and neurobiology, once said, "Light in the first hour sets the tone for the next 24. And the science agrees. Morning light exposure boosts melatonin production later that evening by up to 73%, meaning deeper sleep, better recovery, and stronger immune function. But those who live past 90 don't do it because of statistics. They just know. They make it a quiet ritual. Opening the blinds, stepping onto the porch, watering a plant, watching the sky shift its color. Benjamin, 75, once struggled with lifelong insomnia. He tried everything: sleep aids, supplements, even hypnosis. Nothing lasted, until one doctor suggested something free: 10 minutes of natural light every morning. Today, Benjamin sleeps soundly. And what surprised him most wasn't just the better sleep, it was the clarity during the day, the steadier heart rate, the calm. So, if you naturally crave that moment of light in the early hours, it may be a sign your body is tuned for longevity, because aging well isn't just about what you add, but what you consistently honor. And honoring the morning sun? That's a quiet decision, with loud results. Sign number 3. You move gently before you eat. Not everyone rushes straight to the kitchen. Not everyone needs coffee first thing. Some people move before breakfast, before screens, before the world gets loud. They stretch, roll their ankles, sway side to side, maybe take a slow lap around the garden or hallway. It doesn't look like exercise, but it is motion, purposeful, quiet, protective. And here's the science behind it. Gentle movement first thing in the morning activates autophagy, a cellular cleanup system that clears out damaged proteins and inflammation that builds overnight. The Mayo Clinic found that seniors who moved gently before their first meal had up to 65% less joint deterioration over time. But here's the part that matters more. People over 90 who do this don't see it as exercise. It's how they say good morning to their bodies. Like Harriet, age 68. She was scheduled for knee replacement until her therapist suggested just 7 minutes of slow, flowing motion before breakfast. 3 months later, her pain had decreased so much her surgery was postponed indefinitely. "I thought my active years were over," she said. "Now I'm dancing with my grandkids." These are the tiny, invisible habits that long livers don't announce or track on apps. They just listen to stiffness, to energy, to the body's quiet request, "Help me wake up." So if you find yourself circling your wrists in the morning, bending forward just a little, moving because it feels right, that might be your body whispering that you're already walking the path of those who live long and live well. Sign number 4. You control your breath before the day begins. Before the headlines, before the emails, before the rush, you pause and breathe. Slowly, deeply, intentionally. That might seem small, but it's not. It's one of the quietest, most powerful signs you're aligned with something much older than wellness trends. Longevity through inner stillness. People who live into their 90s often share this habit, even if they never call it meditation or biohacking. They simply start their day with breath, as if their life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Why does this matter? Deep, controlled breathing, especially in the morning, tells your body, you're safe. That single message flips your entire nervous system from defense to repair, from stress to healing. Research shows that just 30 seconds of intentional morning breathing can reduce stress hormones by nearly 48%. In Sardinia's blue zones, elder villagers step outside each morning, close their eyes, and inhale mountain air slowly and fully. Not to be trendy, but because it feels right. One 96-year-old shepherd said, "If I don't do my breathing, I feel old. If I do it, I feel like the day listens to me." It doesn't have to be fancy. Try the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 7. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8. Repeat 3 times. It's only half a minute, but over time it tells your cells, your heart, your aging body, you're not in danger, you can rebuild. So if you're someone who stops to breathe before you begin, not out of urgency but presence, you may already be giving your body the one thing it craves more than supplements or sleep, a daily signal to live long and live calm. Sign number 5. You choose the right breakfast without overthinking it. Not every long-lived person eats kale smoothies or tracks macros, but they do something else, something simpler, quieter. They make breakfast a support, not a setback. The people who live past 90 don't obsess over food. They choose it with quiet wisdom. A slice of protein, a bit of fiber, something their body knows what to do with. No sugar rush, no blood sugar crash. Just nourishment that says, we're starting the day on solid ground. Why does this matter? The first meal you eat shapes your hormones, your energy, and even your mood for the entire day. In Okinawa, elders begin their mornings with miso soup, vegetables, a bit of fish or tofu, Not because it's trendy, but because they've done it for generations. In the US, the elders who stay sharp and mobile past 90 tend to skip the donuts and cereal. They reach for eggs, oats, berries, or Greek yogurt. And they do it without preaching about it. It's a quiet rhythm, a way of telling their body, I want to keep moving. I want to stay clear. So here's something you can actually use. Studies show that a breakfast rich in protein and fiber can lower inflammation by over 50%, reduce blood sugar spikes, and support tissue repair, especially after 60. But beyond the science, here's what matters. You don't eat to impress anyone. You eat to protect your future. So if your breakfast choices are simple, steady, and grounded, if they reflect care, not chaos, that's not just a sign of health. That's a quiet signal that your body is being heard. And people who listen to their bodies in the morning, they tend to stay in them, fully and joyfully, for a very long time. Sign number 6. You connect with another human, even briefly. There's something deeply human about beginning the day in connection. Not with a screen, not with the news, but with another soul. The people who live past 90 often don't make this a big production. They don't host morning podcasts or text 10 people before coffee. They simply greet the neighbor, chat with the spouse, or call a friend for 3 unhurried minutes. Sometimes it's just, did you sleep okay? Want me to grab you a coffee? Or, look at the light this morning. It's beautiful. That's it, but it matters. Why? Because human connection, especially in the morning, regulates your nervous system. It softens your stress response. It signals to your body, you're not alone. You're part of something. Harvard's 80-year study on longevity showed something stunning. People who connect meaningfully in the morning have lower blood pressure, stronger immune function, and less risk of cognitive decline, even if the interaction is brief. In Okinawa, elders greet each other daily before breakfast. In Sardinia, they sit in small groups to talk about the day ahead. In rural Vermont, 2 90-year-olds still meet at a diner each Wednesday. It's the ritual, not the words, that keeps them well. Connection doesn't need to be dramatic to be powerful. It's not about sharing secrets. It's about sharing presence. And if you find yourself starting the day by reaching out, by exchanging a word, a smile, or even a shared silence, that's a quiet sign, a signal that you're nourishing not just your body, but the part of you that makes life meaningful. People who do this regularly, they don't just live longer, they age with less bitterness. They remember how to love, and they're remembered with love. Sign number 7. You pause to thank your body, even briefly. Here's a pattern we noticed: quiet, easy to miss, but powerful. People who live past 90 often take just a moment each morning to thank their body, not in a loud, self-help kind of way, not a dramatic journal session, just a pause, a private acknowledgement, a whispered, "Thank you, heart. Thank you, legs. Thank you, breath." This simple act, barely a minute long, creates a ripple effect most people don't realize. Because when you thank your body, you're not just being polite. You're shifting your physiology. Studies from Yale and Harvard show that morning gratitude, especially when it's directed inward, can reduce stress hormones by up to 23% and improve cardiovascular markers in people over 70. Why? Because it's not just what you do that affects your health. It's how you relate to yourself. Long-lived people often develop this quiet respect for their body. They know it's not perfect. They know it's slower, stiffer, louder than it once was, but instead of resenting it, they show reverence. They wake up and notice, I'm still breathing, my hands still work, my legs still carry me. That awareness builds trust. And trust, believe it or not, helps your nervous system heal. Patricia, a 74-year-old widow, told us, "Every morning, I place my hand over my chest and thank my heart for still beating. I used to hate my body after my surgeries. Now, I treat it like a partner. It changed everything." Here's the gentle challenge. Tomorrow morning, before the rush, Place a hand on your chest, or your knees, or wherever you carry tension, and name 3 parts of your body you're grateful for. Be specific. Be sincere. That's enough, because this is more than mindset. It's medicine. And if you already do this, if you start your day in respect, then you're walking a path shared by the longest-lived people on Earth. That pause? It may be the reason your body keeps showing up for you day after day, decade after decade. So if you noticed even just one of these signs in your own mornings, a moment of stillness, a choice to move, a quiet thank you, take heart. You're already doing what many don't. Not because someone told you to, but because something inside you knows what a long, meaningful life actually looks like. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And you've been listening. Your path forward doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be yours. And today, you've taken another step. If this video spoke to you, please give it a like. It helps more people find these gentle reminders. And if you'd like more quiet signs, overlooked wisdom, and science-backed ways to age with strength and grace, consider subscribing. Your future self will thank you. And I will too.